Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trinity University's 153rd Spring Commencement. As senior member of the faculty of Trinity University, it is my honor and privilege to call this ceremony to order. I ask that you remain seated during the processional.
afternoon. My name is Dr. Megan Mustaine, and I have the privilege of serving as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. It is my honor to preside over today's ceremonies. Please stand if you are able to receive the invocation delivered by the Reverend Alex Cerna-Wallander, and remain standing for the national anthem sung by Ms. Peacock.
Friends, it is indeed a gift to be together, a gift to be in this place, and a gift to mark this moment. And we know we cannot take these gifts for granted. So in that posture of gratitude, I would invite you to join me in a spirit of prayer. God of wisdom and hope, we give you thanks. We give you thanks for this moment and this day, for these graduates and their families, and the generations who have led them here. We give you thanks for friends, mentors, and teachers who have guided them along the way. For we know this journey has not been easy, and we hold now in the quiets of our hearts with the losses we carry and the moments of unexpected grace. Be with these graduates now, for this is no ordinary time. Guide them in this season of change, of reimagining and renewal. Bless this threshold, this moment between what has been and what will be. Help them to hold true to all they have learned, who they have become, and how they have grown. And mark this moment with joy and wonder. For all of this we pray. May it be so, may it be so. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome all. Distinguished guests, friends, and family, on behalf of the trustees of Trinity University, our faculty, staff, and alumni, and on behalf of the class of 2022, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this spring 2022 commencement ceremony. It is so absolutely wonderful to see this beautiful auditorium full again. We have all endured many challenges over these past years, and to be able to come together today with friends and families to celebrate your amazing academic achievements is really incredibly special. You all know that Trinity Tigers are incredibly special. You have grit and resilience, determination and dreams, and today it is our honor to celebrate you. This is your day. Enjoy every moment of it. We, all of us, are enormously proud of you. Now, if you'll please join me in greeting Dr. Anderson, Trinity University's 19th president.
Thank you. Since 1869, learning has been Trinity's first enterprise. Today we honor with diplomas our degree candidates' arrival at an important milestone in their own journey. Today's graduates did not make this journey alone, and we begin by recognizing important guides along the way. Will the representatives of the faculty and staff now stand so that we may salute you and your colleagues? Thank you. Will the representatives of the Board of Trustees please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Will all Trinity alumni stand and be recognized? Thank you. Estamos cerca de la frontera con México y me da honor reconocer a las familias de Trinity que hablan español. Nuestra fuerza reside en nuestra diversidad. Given our strategic location close to Mexico, we are proud to welcome the numerous Spanish-speaking families within our Trinity community. Our diversity is a real strength. Our degree candidates know that family and friends and scholarship donors provided the encouragement, support, and sacrifice that have made this day possible. Degree candidates, would you all stand with me and recognize, applaud, and thank everyone who has made this day possible for you? Thank you. Please be seated.
One of the true joys of being a part of this community is the opportunity to know Trinity students and to celebrate their many accomplishments. Our students are talented, motivated, and willing to take on new and exciting challenges. I now ask Mr. Oliver Chapin-Iserloh, President of the Student Government Association, to come to the podium to bring greetings on behalf of the students.
Good morning. Dr. Mustaine, President Anderson, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, students, families, and alumni, it is my honor to bring greetings on this day of celebration on behalf of the graduating students. We are here to celebrate the past 4 years, our many achievements, the friendships we forged, and the hard work that each and every one of us put in to be here. Today is a proud day for us all. In each of our disciplines, we learned our chosen subjects: computer science, biology, marketing, geoscience, neuroscience. But we also learned an unchosen lesson this last 4 years, and it's resilience. We learned what it takes to do school online, hundreds or even thousands of miles away from our closest friends. We learned how to balance a turbulent political and social world around us with the demands of being students. And we learned how to get through a week without water when a freak snowstorm passes through Central Texas. These lessons will stay with us and have better prepared us to take on what lies ahead in each of our futures. I want to say thank you to everyone at Trinity who worked tirelessly to afford us the most normal college experience as possible. There are likely mixed emotions around this time, feelings of excitement for the next opportunities and feelings of sadness saying goodbye to friends, professors, and everyone else who makes this place so special. Embrace that and stay connected to those people, and remember that every ending is just another beginning. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
So earlier this month, at the final meeting of the Academic Faculty Assembly, we recognized Dr. Jane Childers, Professor and Chair of Psychology, as this year's recipient of the Z.T. Scott Faculty Fellowship for Excellence in Teaching and Advising. Dr. Jane Childers is respected as a challenging and supportive instructor, as well as a dedicated advisor and mentor. Students describe Dr. Childers as flexible and caring, someone who creates a welcoming classroom environment in which students are empowered to explore their most creative ideas. An accomplished teacher scholar, Dr. Childers typically oversees 10 to 12 students in the lab each semester and has produced numerous conference presentations, book chapters, and peer-reviewed journal articles with student co-authors, many of you sitting here. It is my distinct pleasure to recognize Dr. Jane Childers, this year's recipient of the Z.T. Scott Faculty Fellowship for Excellence in Teaching and Advising. Please join me. And now, please join me in welcoming once again President Danny Anderson.
Thank you. As we begin to celebrate this day, I remember the phrase that our chaplain, Alex Erna-Wallander, used at the beginning to say, "It is a gift to be here." Students, families, and friends, savor this day. It really is a gift for us to be together. I love the pageantry of commencement, but even more, I love it when I watch you and I see the smiles, the laughter, the tears of joy, as you all get together with your friends, your family, the faculty members and staff members who supported you in your journey. The so-called social distance of the past few years reminds us to truly savor these moments to the fullest. Many of you have probably thought about what it means to reach the end of your college career. Paradoxically, we use the word commencement to mark this finish line. Commencement is a word that signals not an ending, but a beginning. This is a special graduation for me. It is my last as Trinity's president, and it is also a beginning. For you and for me, commencement marks the starting point of a new chapter in our lives. Our years together have had their own unique challenges: a novel and lingering global pandemic, a new unveiling of the urgent need for healing across partisan, racial, and ethnic divisions, historic winter freezes and snowstorms in South Texas that, yes, left us without water for a week, and now a disruptive war in Europe. We've used and overused certain words and phrases, and I'm going to share my list with you. I'm curious what yours would be. Unprecedented, pivot, and you're on mute. When I reflect on our shared experiences and I think about our beginnings today, I recall a comment from Argentinian writer Jorge Luis Borges, and he said, "A writer, and I believe generally all persons, must think that whatever happens to them is a resource. All things have been given to us for a purpose, and an artist must feel this even more intensely. All that happens to us, including our humiliations, our misfortunes, our embarrassments, all is given to us as raw material, as clay, so that we may shape our art." So today, we all begin to write a new chapter in our lives. And there are three key insights from the pandemic that can serve as our raw material, our resources, as we start our own life writing. First, if there's one thing that's certain in this world, paradoxically, it's uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. During the pandemic, we made decisions, lived our lives, and found ways to forge ahead without sufficient data or full information. In reality, what we have learned is that the fragile predictability we used to call certainty was never as certain as we believed. This paradoxical revelation may feel like a shock to our conceptual system, but there is enormous liberation in understanding that we always live in the realm of calculated risks. Your liberal arts education at Trinity has prepared you to navigate whatever comes your way. Critical thinking, creative problem solving, compassionate commitments, and collaborative connections have developed your capacity to move forward with confidence. Draw upon your experiences as you explore complex situations. Apply the inspiration from faculty, staff, and alumni mentors as you confront challenges. Use your successes and failures as the raw material for creating meaning and purpose in your lives. Second, we always have a choice. Resilience in the wake of a pandemic and painful divisions emerges from choice. We choose how we see, interpret, speak about, and ultimately experience our reality. Our polarized world constantly invites us to be less than we are. Polarization invites us to shrink into roles of living as victims, to live the smallness of persecuting those we judge as the source of harm, or to self-righteously appoint ourselves as saviors, rescuing all the victims we see around us. This interlocking triangle of roles is as familiar as the air we breathe. We all play them, yet they ultimately do nothing to change our systems or improve our world. To be clear, there are and there have been real victims of violence and injustice. At the same time, we are the ones who choose to identify with a limiting mentality of victimhood or choose to live as creators, agents capable of making real and lasting changes. There are real victims who choose not to live in a victimhood mentality. Instead, they choose to forge their own freedom. Like Borges suggests, we can choose to work with our experiences like the clay an artist shapes to create new meaning, new beauty. Third and finally, always remember, you are enough. You've got this. We live in a world of comparison that does not serve us well. Comparisons, challenges, and changes often make us feel like we're not enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not smart enough. I haven't studied enough. I don't have enough money. And most prevalent of all, I don't have time enough. You can all think of countless ways you have experienced this kind of self-undermining comparison that generated stress during your days at Trinity. Spoiler alert, these kinds of self-generated and self-limiting comparisons don't disappear just because you receive a diploma. The brusque changes caused by the pandemic made the situation worse because we all initially felt de-skilled, like we weren't enough to know how to deal with this public health crisis. Here we are. We are enough. We've got this. Choose to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to honor your inherent worthiness. This is the first step toward empowering others as we strive together to create a better future. So, today, together, we stand at a beginning. Your resiliency will serve you well as you embark on your next adventure. Our world thirsts for courageous individuals just like you. You can bring people together to solve the complex challenges before us. With confidence in the face of uncertainty, with the active choice to live as a creator, and with the self-awareness that you are enough and you've got this, your future is going to be bright. As you begin today, may you always experience the full aliveness in the face of uncertainty. May you experience true freedom exercised through wise choices. And may you always feel the deep peace of your inherent dignity and worthiness. Be alive, be free, be at peace as you write a life of meaning and purpose. Class of 2022, we are so proud of you. You are awesome. Congratulations.
I'm going to go off script for just a second. As President Anderson noted, this is his last commencement at Trinity University, which means this is his commencement at Trinity University. I'd like to take a moment to again thank you, Danny, and also say congratulations and well done. Okay, we're getting to the magical time now. Magic words coming. But first, will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please rise and remain standing? In addition to these candidates, there are in absentia other candidates for the baccalaureate degree whose names appear on the program. Also listed in the program are the names of recipients of master's degrees that were awarded earlier this morning at the graduate commencement ceremonies that were held in Parker Chapel. Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of Trinity University, I recommend these candidates for the baccalaureate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and in accordance with the provisions of the Charter of Trinity University, I hereby confer upon those of you who have met the graduation requirements, the baccalaureate degree or degrees for which you have been recommended with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Dr. Coltharp and Dr. Ribble, Associate Vice Presidents for Academic Affairs, will present the baccalaureate candidates for academic degrees.
The recipients of the baccalaureate degrees will now come forward to be recognized and greeted by President Anderson, Dr. Mustaine, and Ms. Melody Meyer, Chair of the Trinity University Board of Trustees. While the candidates are coming forward, I would like to call your attention to the section of the program that explains honors at graduation. In order to emphasize the achievements of the honor graduates, I will call the honor each has received when I call the graduate's name. Candidates receiving Latin honors with a grade point average of 3.5 or more wear the President's Award of Excellence Maroon Honor Stole. These names will also be listed on the Trinity website when grades are finalized next month. Bachelor of Science, Antonio Luis Olaje Abarquez. Benjamin John Abikhaled, cum laude. Paul Christopher Abila. Julia Catherine Ackerman. Arya Afshari. Alia Caroline Allen Ahmed. Miranda Marie Alanis. Ryan Wayne Alford, magna cum laude. Meredith Quinn Anderson, cum laude. Maximilian Francis Armitage. Blair R. Ashcraft. Christina Marie Avila, cum laude. Phoebe Jewel Babineau, summa cum laude. Sarah Jane Baez. Alexandra Malin Baker, cum laude. Joseph Timothy Baker, summa cum laude. Kirti Lakshmi Balaji. Hannah Stephanie Ballas, magna cum laude. Robert Alexander Barner, magna cum laude. Matthew Robert Barton, cum laude. Cameron Elizabeth Beal, summa cum laude. Eliza May Beal. William Downing Beecham. Cameron Samuel Beaver, cum laude. Lillian Alexandria Bimperod, cum laude. Nathan Ross Benson. Jonathan Edward Bowl. Lauren Catherine Bolish, cum laude. Patrick Davis Bray, cum laude. Gavin Sharpley Brona. Elise S. Brunk, summa cum laude. Carlos Emilio Buccelli, summa cum laude. Mia Alejandria Burkhalter. Emery Catherine Burns, magna cum laude. Fraser James Burns, cum laude. Caroline Camille Bush. Sarah Kim Buss. Anna Claire Buteau, magna cum laude. Cody Allen Campbell, summa cum laude. Nicholas Andrew Kanjar. Rafael Cardone. Nathaniel Paul Castillo Rodriguez. Lucilla Elena Chavez, cum laude. Sophia Grace Choate. Alexander Joseph Clark, summa cum laude. Nia Muvanwi Clements, cum laude. Taylor Renee Condren. Chad K. Conway, cum laude. Nicole Ann Cook. Clifton Cummings Cooper. Patricia Isabel Cordero Torres. Caroline Lee Darbro, cum laude. John Nicholas David. Augustine Joseph Deering, magna cum laude. John Lawrence DeWitt. John Anthony Urban DiTullio. Gabriel Harris Dominguez, summa cum laude. Ellie Jennifer Dudson, magna cum laude. Jose Ricardo del Rosario dos Remedios, summa cum laude. Danielle Victoria Dotson. Alexander Hansen Downing. Daniel Jacques Durovencourt. Morgan Ann Dulac. Zachary Lewis Dunn, cum laude. Nathan Edward Erdley, cum laude. Drake August Eggers. Lucas Cox Ellis. Taku Charles Noel Indo. Ray Suzuki Isaka, cum laude. Chet Oscar Fagerstrom, summa cum laude. Christopher Michael Fan, summa cum laude. Alexander Michael Feeney. Megan Grace Flores, cum laude. Serafina Olivia Fontana, magna cum laude. Kimberly Ann Fontillas, magna cum laude. Nicholas A. Friedman. Hans Elliott Fulton, summa cum laude. Emma Barbara Funk, cum laude. Jacob Cameron Galen, magna cum laude. Madison Ann Gamble. Jessica Elizabeth Garcia Tejeda. Carson William Gerhardy. Michael Edwin Garrick, magna cum laude. Hannah Laurel Gilliatt. Regina Gomez del Campo, magna cum laude. Natalia Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ayers Good, cum laude. Brittany Nicole Goodwin. Martin Wright Gordon, magna cum laude. Gail Hodges Grady. Connor Robert Green. Matthew Allen Green. Michaela Miyuki Greiner, summa cum laude. Jason David Genther, summa cum laude. Josefina Hayek Herrera, cum laude. Aaron Bradford Hale. Harrison Andrew Hall. Wilson Drawn Hamilton. Grace Tanner Hanshaw. Colin Shalen Harabai. Jeremy Arthur Harris. Patrick Wilson Hensley, Jr., cum laude. Skylar Ethan Hergenhan. Sofia Amira Hernandez. Victoria Isabel Hernandez. Omar Tarek Hanady, cum laude. Daniela Hinojosa. Kaylee Rochelle Ho, receiving 2 degrees, summa cum laude. Catherine Grace Hoffman, summa cum laude. Thurman DeAndre Hogan III. Madison Riley Horner, cum laude. Grayson Lee Hoyle, cum laude. Crete Wong. Jeremy Scott Irving. Arman Aziz ul Islam. Jad Ali Jafar. Kelly Ann Jackson, summa cum laude. Josephine Jewel Jacob. Jack Henry James, cum laude. Nicholas Andrew Janidis. Jinyung Robert Jang. John Lincoln J. Simon C. Jernigan. Cullen Sloan Johnson. Nikhil Menon Joyce. Simbri Lynn Kapmeyer, summa cum laude. Neha Kapoor, cum laude. Dimitar Panayotov Karagiosov, cum laude. Sheridan Connolly Carroll. Jenna Catherine Cash, magna cum laude. Imran Ali Khan, summa cum laude. Ishana Marie Katarpal. Logan Ann Coleman. Christina Nicole Kish. Zachary James Klotz, cum laude. Carson James Koch, cum laude. Kalena Mai Wing Kovar. Neha Kumar. Richard Nguyen La. Carter Blake Larimore. Briley Marie Lavoie, magna cum laude. V. Fung An Le. Fan Lee, cum laude. Ernest Michael Leonard. Carly Rachel Leong. Parker Lindsay Lewis.
Yushan Liang. Henry Len. Elizabeth Ellen Little. Alexandra Litvinov. Marcos Martin Lopez Fisman, magna cum laude. Thomas Matheson Loveday. Tara Jade Lujan. Connor Joseph Macias. Meyer Blaine Maddox, cum laude. Megan Rose McGill. Keller Charles Mahari. Benjamin Jamil Malik. George John Malouf. Ian Jennings Mann, cum laude. Michael Anthony Marcus. Stephen James Marcus. Ileana Evans Marshall. William Tinney May. Catherine May McGrath, summa cum laude. Virginia Haley McGrath, summa cum laude. Jalissa Yolani Mendoza. Winona Mariah Meneses. Travis Pierce Mewborn, cum laude. Jackson Robert Meyer. Emma Nicole Miller, summa cum laude. Rebecca Therese Miller. Brooke Nicole Meller, cum laude. Nadine Mongare. Julia Arengo Nanina, summa cum laude. Jacob Cole Nicholson. David Aubrey Nickel. Anton Marcellus Noble. Tristan Douglas Norton. Sydney Shea Olinizak. Stephanie Na Odeopon, magna cum laude. Lillian Jane Oss. Christian Maui Oyalo, cum laude. Robert Padron. Katerina Gabriela Partalas. Antonella Maria Paternostra, cum laude. Sarah Nicole Peacock. Tomás Alberto Peña. Dylan Troy Penny. Maxwell Allen Pettit. Julia Elise Plante, cum laude. Madison Renee Poulan, receiving 2 degrees, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Brianna Proctor. Luis Stefan Ramirez Viltas. Sophia Marie Roscoe. John Patrick Reinhardt. Kathleen M. Roynert. Morgan Marie Reyna, summa cum laude. Elise Suzanne Reynolds. Lauren Caroline Rich, cum laude. Thomas Mason Roberts, cum laude. Ernesto Robinson, cum laude. Jackson Tucker Robeson. Samantha Del Carmen Rodriguez. Samuel Peter Rodriguez. Emily Jean Rosenbaum, cum laude. James Sampson Rossier, cum laude. Taylor Marie Roundtree, cum laude. Catherine Michelle Reuter. Nasim Salahi Tizangi, cum laude. Emily Rose Salmons. Jennifer Lee Sample, summa cum laude. Austin Dale Sanders. Daniel Ricardo Sandoval. Daniel Greenlease Sarman, summa cum laude. Aurora Ray Schirmbeck, cum laude. Lindsay Claire Schmidt. Rebecca Marie Schwab, summa cum laude. Sean Patrick Scott. Rishab Rajesh Shetty. Samay Shi Shivankar. Anna Grace Shockley. Michaela Ann Simeng, magna cum laude. Amitos Singh. Robert John Slaybaugh. Tristan James Lawrence Smith, summa cum laude. Nicholas John Smoker. Beneki Snyder, cum laude. Isaiah Isagire Solis. Evan Charles Sonka. Nathan Kumar Sood, summa cum laude. Hannah Elise Spencer, cum laude. David John Springer, Jr. Bryn Elaine Stevens, summa cum laude. Casey Lee Stewart. Brandon Stewart Stillman. Robert Michael Stone Curl, cum laude. Luke Patrick Stewart. Jacob Andrew Stubbs. Evan Ross Sturdivant. Robert Proctor Swallow, summa cum laude. Sarah Julieta Tagarot. Isaiah Jacob Tesfaya. Arjan Thonker, cum laude. Isabel Elise Thompson. Jacob Lawrence Thweet. Milena Malaika Tiglo, cum laude. Kent Dean Tilger, Jr. Jaden Lynn Trahan. Sarah Ashley Troth, magna cum laude. Sebastian Trujillo. Carlos Rene Velasquez Pineda, cum laude. Mia X. Vu. Ashna Sanjay Wagle, cum laude. Presenting the diploma are Drs. Jonathan King, Professor of Biology, and Karina Mader, Associate Professor of Chemistry. Receiving the degree on behalf of Ashna is her sister, Serena Wagle. Alexandra Nicole Walker. Alexandra Marie Walsh, cum laude. Caitlin May Ward, magna cum laude. Abigail Elizabeth Watson, magna cum laude. Kristen Kennedy Weiner, cum laude. Natalie Emma Weiss. Connor Wade Weisenberger, magna cum laude. William Zachary Whitfield, cum laude. Samantha May Ruth Whitman, cum laude. George Wiggum, summa cum laude. Samantha Marie Wilfer. Nancy Janae Wilkinson. Ariel Sadie Mona Williams. Brighton Carter Williams, cum laude. Gordon Williams. Stratton Daniel Wills. Roman Santiago Wilson. Hannah Elizabeth Wolf, cum laude. Audrey Lauren Wood. David James Woolley, cum laude. Madeline Alexa Work. Joseph Nicholas Wright. Mia Sarai Wright. Natasha Mariah Wright. Douglas Robert Young, cum laude. Michael Francisco Young, cum laude. Nicholas J. Yonkins, cum laude. Karina Francis Zapalak. Artur David Zygmunt, summa cum laude. And Jared Andrew Zavara. And this concludes the presentation of degrees.
Congratulations to you all. More than a half century ago, during the first years of our Skyline campus here in San Antonio, President Jim Laurie bid farewell to the graduates each year with a charge. His words hold true today, and I give you the same charge. Graduates, of itself, your degree is no certain mark that you are an educated person. That will be revealed by what you do with what you are and what you have and what you know. True education translates knowledge into character and action. I look forward to seeing your true education translated into character and actions that will make a difference in our world. Congratulations, class of 2022. To conclude these commencement exercises, please stand and join Mr. Koch in singing the Trinity Alma Mater, the words of which are printed in your program. We hope you enjoy great celebrations with your families, and we will see you back on campus again for Alumni Weekend.
hold so dear. We raise in song our voices strong to honor and revere your sons and daughters proud and true will ever sing your praise. Alma mater, alma mater, all hail to Trinity. Your banner bright, maroon and white, we hold in high esteem. It proudly floats upon the breeze o'er all your campus green. Throughout our days and all our lives, our hearts will cherish thee. Alma mater, alma mater, all hail to Trinity.
And so, friends, may you go forth from here holding dear your journey, knowing that you join Trinitonians of every generation in shaping the future that will be. And so now may you be blessed. May you be blessed in all that you do. May you be blessed in all that you are. May you be blessed with lives rich in meaning and full of purpose. Go in peace to love and serve the world. Amen.
Amen.